Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, students. Welcome. Pakistan International School Taif Virtual Learning System. Hope you all are fine. This lecture is for grade second year boys and girls Pakistan Studies, chapter 10, and this is 30th lecture. And you know that this is your last chapter, and today we will discuss the last topics of chapter 10. According to your reduced syllabus, chapter 10, Foreign Policy of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, definition of foreign policy, objectives of the foreign policy of Pakistan with China, India, Iran, USA, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia. These topics are included in your syllabus. And definition of foreign policy, objectives of the foreign policy of Pakistan with China, Iran, and Saudi Arabia. We discussed in the previous lecture. Today we will discuss the remaining topic, foreign policy of Pakistan with India, USA, United States of America, and Afghanistan. Definition of foreign policy of Pakistan we have done. Just a little review of the previous lecture. Foreign policy is the way a nation handles relation with other countries in the best interest of the people and the country. What is foreign policy, or the definition of the foreign policy? The general plan of one country concerning its relation with other countries. Fundamental principles of Pakistan foreign policy. There are 5 fundamental principles. These are cooperation with the UNO, United Nations, and other international organizations which are working to maintain peace in the world. Friendly relation with all the nations of the world, with all the countries of the world. Non-alignment. Fraternal relation with the Muslim countries. Regional cooperation. These are the 5 fundamental principles of Pakistan's foreign policy. Aims and objectives of our foreign policy we discuss in detail. Preservation of the national independence, support for the right of self-determination for all nations, promotion of international cooperation, non-alignment, regional cooperation, unity of the Muslim world. Also we have done. Then we discuss Pakistan and Saudi Arabia relation in detail. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia both are the Muslim Islamic countries, and Pakistan has always enjoyed very cordial relation, warm relation with Saudi Arabia based on religious fraternity, and Holy Kaaba and Masjid-e-Nabawi are the objects of deep reverence and love for every Muslim wherever he lives in the world. And all the points we discuss in detail, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, like economic cooperation, different pacts, different identity of the views, then role of the Saudi Arabia in 1965 and 70, one war, high level ties, cooperation for solving internal problems. Then we discuss Islamic Republic of Pakistan and Iran in detail. Islamic Republic of Pakistan and Iran both are the Muslim Islamic countries, and it was the first country, Iran was the first country to recognize Pakistan after independence. And also we discuss in detail diplomatic and political ties, cultural exchange, identity of views, economic cooperation, Pakistan and the Iranian Revolution. Last, which we discussed in the previous lecture, Islamic Republic of Pakistan and People's Republic of China. We discussed also this in detail, relation with the China. You know, China is the neighboring country of Pakistan, and Pakistan's northern neighbor China. China is also a superpower and Pakistan neighboring country. And the People Republic of China was established on 1st October 1949. Pakistan recognized the newly established Chinese government in January 1950. Then we discuss in detail all the relations in the different government period with China. And then we discuss a few projects completed or being carried out in Pakistan with Chinese assistance. These are a few: the Karakoram Highway, Pakistan Aeronautical Complex, Kamra, Gwadar Port, Sendak Project, cooperation for the improvement of Pakistan Railway, cooperation in the field of the nuclear energy, and most of the these projects, they have been completed. Today, the topic which we will discuss, Islamic Republic of Pakistan and India. We will discuss. You know that India is also the neighboring country of Pakistan. India and Pakistan, and now you are also aware, and you are we discuss the history of the subcontinent, how Pakistan got freedom, and you know the relation between Pakistan and India, history of conflict between India and Pakistan on Kashmir issue dates back to the days of partition in the year 1947. Due to this issue, you know that still it is between Pakistan and India, this issue, Kashmir issue, and it was started in the year 1947, and this is the main conflict, history of conflict between India and Pakistan on Kashmir issue. Due to this issue, the two countries could not ever, and still they could not develop good relation, neighborly relation with each other. Many efforts Many efforts were made to establish peace or good relation or harmony between India and Pakistan. Liaquat Nehru Pact on the minorities issue was concluded when in 1950. In the year 1949 to 50 proposed a no war pact. India proposed a India and Pakistan no war pact. Pakistan responded with the proposal of a joint defense pact but made it conditional with the solution of Kashmir dispute. What was the Pakistan point of view? That it will be acceptable. And what was the condition to solve the Kashmir issue, Kashmir dispute? Since the offer was not acceptable for India, it was withdrawn in 1963. India was not willing to talk about Kashmir issue, so it was useless, and it was withdrawn in 1963, the No War Pact. Pakistan joined SEATO and CENTO. Pakistan joined SEATO in 1954 and CENTO in 1955. It can be asked in MCQs. Underline this: these mutual security defense pact were sponsored by the United States of America, and these pacts were launched by Americans who aimed at using Pakistan as a frontline state against the Soviet Union. Soviet Union, that is now Russia. Under these pacts, Pakistan received sizable military aid from where? Oh, from the United States of America, because Pakistan joined SEATO and CENTO. And what was the American aim? To use Pakistan against the Soviet Union. And Pakistan gained and received military aid from the US. Pakistan's increasing military strength caused alarm in India, and this also tension between the two countries kept mounting. Feeling insecure and helpless, at one time, India looked toward the People's Republic of China for help and protection. A friendship treaty was signed between India and China when in 1954, and this could not endure long due to the arrogant and insane attitude of the Indian leadership. In 1962, Indian forces tried to make an aggressive move into the Chinese territory but had to suffer humiliating defeat. The Indian defeat led Pakistan leadership to think that India was not a formidable as they previously had thought. She could be an easy target for Pakistani forces. On the other hand, the Indian leadership decided vindicate the humiliation she had suffered at Chinese hands by hitting hard at Pakistan. The 1965 war, when India attacked, war between the two countries of their perverted comprehensions of the matter, The war started when the war was started 6th September 1965. This war was started and it continue how many days? 17 days. 65 war. We are talking about the 65 war. It continued 17 days and both countries, of course, they suffered and heavy losses. This loss of life, property taught the governments on both sides same lesson, but alas, the Indian did not see reason and decided to go nuclear. The Pakistan decided to follow. So till 1971, military imbalance between India and Pakistan had greatly increased as a result of general election. General election held, in Pakistan in 1970, and regional political parties emerged victorious in both wings. The situation was very confusing and complex, but the leadership in both wings lacked prudence and political wisdom required for solving this confusing or complex condition. This resulted in the separation of East Pakistan. What was the situation? In one wing, Pakistan People's Party got majority. In West wing and East wing, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman political party got majority. And the both leaders, they wanted to build their or create their own government. And this was confusing situation and complex problem. And this situation and this resulted the separation of East Pakistan when in December 1971. Also underline, it can be asked in MCQs. All dates. In 1972, Pakistani Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto had a series of meetings with his Indian counterpart, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, at Shimla in India under an agreement known as Shimla Pact, and we call this Indira Gandhi and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. This talk, and we called it Shimla Pact. India agreed to release more than 19,000 Pakistani taken as prisoners of war in East Pakistan. This was a political success of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto that he convinced and this pact agreed India to release Pakistani 19,000 prisoners. The parties agreed to solve all their disputes, including Kashmir, through negotiation and peaceful manner. India's first nuclear blast, that was in Rajasthan in 1974, sent a wave of insecurity throughout Pakistan, not throughout Pakistan, all over the world and especially in South Asia. Pakistan nuclear program was its direct corollary. Nuclear capability was not an easy thing to acquire. It was extremely expensive and accomplished at the cost of keeping our people ill-fed, illiterate for generation to come. Unfortunately, the initiative came from the bigger partner of the power game, which the smaller could not resist to follow. India blamed Pakistan of provoking the Sikh militant in the Punjab and supporting the Khalistan movement. Also, India blamed this after the assassination of Indira Gandhi by the Sikh, murder of Indira Gandhi by the Sikh extremist in 1984. Relation between Pakistan and India got extremely strained. Indira's son Rajiv Gandhi succeeded her as prime minister. He openly blamed Pakistan for his mother murdered. The two countries seem to be at daggers drawn with each other in 1987. This was the worst period between India and Pakistan relation, and the two countries they seems to be at daggers drawn with each other. When Pakistan President Ziaul Haq flew to India, he visited India and apparently for watching a cricket match there. He had a meeting with the Indian Prime Minister, who was on that time Prime Minister, the son of Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, and was able to ward off the danger of war through his wise move. After the revival of democracy in Pakistan 1988, relation between Pakistan and India started improving after the visit of Ziaul Haq and in revival of democracy in 1988. Relation, the both countries they were improved and an agreement was reached between Pakistani Prime Minister and a revival of democracy. Now, who was the Prime Minister? Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto and Rajiv Gandhi. Now, the situation and the relation between these two countries improved, and the two countries resolved to abstain from attacking each other nuclear position and to withdraw forces from Siachen. In 1990, Kashmiri freedom fighters started another round of active resistance against the Indian occupation. Indian charged Pakistan of sending infiltrators into the Kashmir Valley and deploy more troops in occupied Kashmir. Relation of these two countries saw many ups and downs in the next 7 years. In the year 1997, Indian Prime Minister I.K. Gujral and then Pakistani Prime Minister Muhammad Nawaz Sharif started a new round of talk. The process of conciliation had started showing positive and good sign, but both countries were overthrown one after the other. The process came to stand still. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, bus journey to Pakistan in 1999. He came by bus and journey to Pakistan in 1999 could not produce desired result due to strong protest launched by opposition parties in Pakistan. In May 1999, Kashmiri freedom fighters occupied an important military post in Kargil Dras sector. Indian alleged without proof illegal. That this was made possible with Pakistan connivance. The Indian Army labeled Kashmiri freedom fighter to as Pakistani, drove them into Pakistani territory and occupied some area in Pakistan territory. India took the play that these Pakistani infiltrators were about to capture India's strategically important Ladakh Siachen highway. After this, deployment of Indian forces in Kashmir was greatly increased. In the year 2001, this was the time period of General Pervez Musharraf. Pakistan invited India to negotiate on matter of mutual concern without preconditions. The offer was repeated many times, but India did not accept and did not respond positively. In 1999, the Indian Prime Minister invited General Pervez Musharraf to visit India for a round of talk, which he accepted later. His 4-day visit started when Musharraf visited India 12th July 2001, and a summit meeting was held at Agra on July 14, 2001. It can be asked in MCQs or also in short question. Number of issues including Kashmir were discussed. A joint communique official announcement was drafted at the last moment. India's hardline foreign minister managed to incorporate some changes in the draft of joint communique. Liberation movement of the Kashmiris was labeled as cross-border terrorism. This rendered it impossible for the Pakistani president to sign this communique. Last month of the year 2003 shows some positive sign. Last month, this book is old book, so you will just mention in 2003 some positive sign. The most important breakthrough came when the Indian Prime Minister, who was Atal Bihari Vajpayee, came to Pakistan to attend the SAARC conference in 2004. SAARC conference, South Asian Association Regional Conference, and the Indian Prime Minister also attended this conference. The President of Pakistan discussed the issue of mutual concern in detail. As a result of these parleys, tension was released to some extent. After this, the situation started improving slowly and gradually, but you know that the main issue still in between India and Pakistan, Kashmir. And since that time, exchange of artists, intellectuals, and leaders of public opinion between the two countries has gone a long way to improving the general atmosphere. Two cricket series held in the spring of 2004 and 2005 were played in very friendly atmosphere and have helped in bringing the two people still closer. Last month of the year 2003, in December 2003, showed some positive sign. The most breakthrough came when the Indian Prime Minister last month of the year, it can be December also. Okay, student, we discussed India and Pakistan relations, and I told you also in the previous lecture, one paragraph you will write yourself the current situation of Pakistan and India relations. Next, Islamic Republic of Pakistan and America. Now we will discuss Islamic Republic of Pakistan and America. In the history of international relation, the period during which Pakistan came into being as an independent state is known. You know that we also have discussed the Cold War era, and this Cold War was between America and Soviet Union, Socialist bloc and the capitalist bloc. And the era was marked between the Soviet Socialist bloc led by the Soviet Union and the capitalist bloc led by the United States of America. US and the USSR were trying hard to expand their respective sphere of influence. Founder of Pakistan had a democratic bent of mind and had distaste for the Soviet philosophy of socialism. Under these circumstances, it was natural that Pakistan opted to side with the Americans, and Pakistan that in this situation, you know that all the time, and the founder of Pakistan also, that Pakistan will be a democratic state. So Pakistan was with American bloc. America had never supported Muslim League stand of Muslim League point of view of Pakistan issue, and America had never supported Muslim League stand on Pakistan issue during the days of freedom movement, and inspired the Quaid-e-Azam called the American ambassador in Delhi immediately after the partition plan was announced. The Quaid-e-Azam received a message of felicitation from the American government even before the independence. Quaid-e-Azam received a message of felicitation. Felicitation mean praise for an achievement or good wishes on a special occasion. And he received this message from American government even before the independence was formally proclaimed, but this was just a formality because the first American ambassador to Pakistan was appointed years after that. Means Pakistan and America relation did not started after the creation of Pakistan, and it was started after a year when American appointed their ambassador. Liaquat Ali Khan, the first Prime Minister of Pakistan, was the first top ranking Pakistani leader to visit the US in 1950. After the creation of Pakistan, Liaquat Ali Khan received invitation both countries from America and Soviet Union, but turned down the latter and decided to visit. But Liaquat Ali Khan decided to visit America, and first this decision went a long way in determining the direction of Pakistan future foreign policy, because the both are the superpower and both invited Pakistani leader, prime minister to visit their country. But Liaquat Ali Khan on that time accepted the American invitation and he visited America in 1950. On the other hand, Pakistan was not Washington's first priority. America's first priority was India. America's first priority was India, and US wanted to bring India in her sphere of influence for the obvious reason that India was a much larger country than Pakistan. You know that the area of India is much larger if we compare to Pakistan, and Americans believe that Indian support would prove more helpful in forwarding American policy of containing the Russians and the Chinese socialists from expanding their sphere of influence. You know that this was the time period of Cold War era between these two blocs, America and the Russia, and the America Why the first priority was India? Because the area of India that was bigger if we compare to Pakistan, and on that time American policy of containing the Russian and the Chinese socialists from expanding their sphere of influence, the Indian leadership however refused to become a Cold War ally of the United States. The Indian made it clear that they wanted to remain neutral, but to meet their military requirement, they established a very close friendly relation with the USSR and used her defeat at the hands of People Republic of China. We have discussed in 1962 China and India issue, and in this issue in 1962, India was badly defeated by China, and what the situation, India created and established relation with USSR and used her defeat at the hand of the People's Republic of China in 1962 at a pretext for extracting military aid from US and other Western countries. In the year 1950, the US made it clear that she wanted to contain the USSR from expanding and to restrict her within her boundaries by deploying armed establishments outside Russian border. For this purpose, the American needed the help of the countries bordering the Soviet Union. India declined to make a part of this anti-Russia coalition. In 1953, the American president announced that Pakistan, Iran, and Turkey has consented to join American in an anti-communist pact. And in 1954, Pakistan joined, CETO. We discussed in also Pakistan and India relation, and this was from America. A pact was concluded between Pakistan, Iran, and Turkey. Joining this pact virtually meant that Pakistan became the part of American bloc. Now, direct Pakistan joined American bloc. How? By joining the pact CETO in 1954. Pakistan then foreign minister who was responsible for this decision was criticized by the governmental circle in Pakistan. The government of Pakistan took 4 months to confirm Pakistan membership to this pact CETO. Other members of CETO were Philippines, Thailand, France, Australia, New Zealand. Pronounced objective of this pact was to protect the South Asian countries like Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia from the threat of communist aggression. It can be asked the member of the CETO, so you will write these. American made it clear that protecting Pakistan from Indian aggression did not fall within the purview of this pact. Pakistan proposed the establishment of a standing army for the defense of the member countries, but this was turned down. Pakistan's request for more aid was not accepted, and in her two wars against India in 1965 and 71 war, Pakistan did not receive any help from the pact, means from America. And Pakistan at last decided to quit CETO, and she did in 1972. It can be asked when Pakistan quit CETO. It was in 1972. What was the reason? In 19 because Pakistan did not receive any kind of help in the two wars. Two wars mean in 1965 and 71 war, America did not aid military or financially Pakistan, and this was reason Pakistan quit. Pakistan felt greatly alarmed due to enormous amount of Americans aid to India as a result of Sino-Indian War of 1962. It can be asked, Pak-China friendship was for the first time made perceptible in 1962. General Muhammad Ayub Khan, the president of Pakistan, paid visit to China and the Soviet Union. The Americans did not like these overtures. Why? General Muhammad Ayub Khan visited China and Russia, Soviet Union on that time, but America did not like. Pakistan did not receive any help from the US in the war against India in the year 1965 and 71. Ayub Khan foreign minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, he was the foreign minister, was generally known as a sole architect of the foreign policy which resulted in the betterment of Pakistan's relation with China and Russia. What was the reason that Ayub Khan visited these two superpowers, China and Soviet Union? I told you because America did not help Pakistan 1965 and 71 war, and the foreign minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was known as the sole architect of foreign policy, and due to his effort, the relation with China and Russia improved, and it was natural that Pak-America relations were not so cordial during the Bhutto period. Bhutto time period, Bhutto government period that was started in 1971 and it ended 1977. 1971 to 77, that was the Bhutto era. In 1977, Bhutto accused the US of against him and of financing the opposition movement against his government. On this, the American placed an embargo on their aid of Pakistan. The aid was not revived even when Ziaul Haq came to power in 1977. But in December 1977, when Russia attacked Afghanistan, the situation took a dramatic turn and Pakistan assumed the position of the most important and frontline state. The Russian aggression in 1980. In 1980, Pakistan received 1.6 billion dollar American dollar aid from the US and other 1.5 billion US dollar loan in addition to that. What was the reason? Because on that time Russia attacked Afghanistan, and on that time Pakistan's position, because the neighboring country, Pakistan is the neighboring country of Afghanistan, so America used Pakistan and military aid, and Pakistan was allowed to purchase, henceforth prohibited, sophisticated American armament, including F-16 aircraft. In 1986, Americans signed another $4.2 billion military and economic aid pact with Pakistan. After the fall of Soviet Union in the year 1989, Pakistan lost importance in the American eyes. Again, Pakistan lost importance in American eyes, and after the Soviet Union, fall of the Soviet Union, the group of fighters that had succeeded in driving Soviet out of Afghanistan, of course, with the help of Pakistan and America, starting quarreling among themselves, taking advantages of this situation, a new group, Taliban, emerged on the Afghan political horizon. Their progress was very rapid. They soon captured governmental power in Afghanistan. Successive Pakistan governments supported Taliban. On September 11, 2001, American Trade Center and other strategic positions were attacked by unidentified terrorists. American accused blamed Taliban and Al Qaeda for these attacks. America decided to launch an all-out attack on international terrorism and invited Pakistan to join international coalition. International coalition means a temporary alliance for combined action against terrorism. Pakistan herself had suffered a lot at the hand of terrorists in the past. Pakistan was ready, inclined to join the anti-terrorist coalition and committed to provide logistic support to American-led allied forces attacking Afghanistan. Student, also it can be asked in long question, Pak-America relation, and at the end you will just write in some lines or a small short paragraph about the current situation between Pak-America relation. Now the last topic, Pakistan, Islamic Republic of Pakistan and Afghanistan. Pakistan share its common longest border, we called it the Durand Line, lying in the northwest, and the British had made several efforts to annex Afghanistan with the British India, but they did not succeed. Finally, they decided to demarcate a boundary between the two countries. They wanted to add Afghanistan with the British India, but they were not successful. The mutually accepted line of demarcation between the two countries was named Durand Line. It can be asked, the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan is called Durand Line. The longest border Pakistan shared with Afghanistan. After the creation of Pakistan, the Durand Line was recognized as international boundary between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Some Afghan government, however, expressed reservation regarding the validity of the Durand Line, and at the time they made claim on certain areas in Pakistan territory. Some misguided elements in the KPK fell prey to Afghan propaganda and caused trouble for Pakistani government. On the contrary, Pakistani government always manifested restraint and tried to assure Afghan people that Pakistan was their friend and wanted to establish a good relation rather than relation with them on the basis of Islamic brotherhood and fraternity. As a gesture of goodwill, Quaid-e-Azam, acting as the supreme commander of the Pakistan's armed forces, ordered to remove all military posts establishing during the British time period on Pak-Afghan border. Pakistan applied for the membership of the United Nations organization. You know that UNO is an international organization, but Afghanistan was the only country in the world that was against Pakistan membership of the UNO. At the start of the creation of Pakistan, these two countries, Afghanistan did not create good relation or friendly relation with Pakistan, and Afghanistan was the only country in the world that was against Pakistan membership in the United Nations organization. In spite of Pakistan's effort to bring about an atmosphere of good neighborly relation, Afghanistan was the only country in the world that opposed Pakistan being admitted to the membership of the UNO. Few months later, a round of talk was held between Pakistani and Afghan leadership. Afghan delegate raised serious objection on the demarcation of boundaries and demanded that Afghanistan should be given access to the sea by earth marking a corridor cutting through Pakistan territory. In reply of their demand, Pakistan offered transit facilities to Afghanistan, provided the Afghans abstain from marking territorial claim on Pakistan in future. Also, we have discussed in chapter 5, landlocked state. Also, we discuss Afghanistan and the other state, they are using our land route. Sardar Daud had a few months later, Sardar Daud had a history of being bitterly anti-Pakistan in the days he was Afghanistan Prime Minister. Later, he became President of Afghanistan. After the deposing King Zahir Shah in the year 1976, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, and the President Sardar Daud of Afghanistan, they visited each other countries, exchange visited, and it was becoming evident that gesture of goodwill from Pakistani side had succeeded to create a good relation between these two countries. In Sardar Daud heard, Ziaul Haq succeeded General Ziaul, also succeeded Bhutto in Pakistan. He continued the policy of friendship with Afghanistan adopted by Bhutto. He visited Afghanistan in the year 1977. The visit was reciprocated by Sardar Daud. He also visited Pakistan when in 1978. Unfortunately, Sardar Daud was assassinated only few months after his return from Pakistan, and a new pro-Russia government was formed in Afghanistan. Due to internal strifes of Afghan Communist Party, Afghan government frequently changed. In the following year, in December 1979, 80,000 Russian soldiers entered in Afghanistan and assumed direct control of affairs. We discussed now also in the previous topic Pak-America relation that Russia attacked and entered their soldiers. Afghan took armed struggle against Russian and freedom-loving groups of Afghan militant kept up their armed struggle against Russian occupation. Over 3 million Afghan citizens uprooted from hearths and home had to migrate for seeking refuge in Pakistan, and militant group continued their operation with Afghanistan. Their struggle was fully backed by Pakistan and America. We discussed that on that time Pakistan received American military aid. The support was military, economic, and diplomatic. The American aid, though the militant emerged victorious in the struggle, Pakistan had to pay a very heavy price for her Afghan policy. And heroin was for the first time introduced in Pakistan during this period when Pakistan opened her border for Afghani people, and they migrated from their own country to Pakistan. And the first thing that Pakistan had to pay a very heavy price. Heroin was the first time introduced in Pakistan during this period. Massive quantities of illegal weapons were dished into Pakistan by these refugees, giving rise to innumerable terrorist groups in the country. Due to the well managed military operation of the US Pak Afghan military alliance, the Soviet troops were forced to withdraw from Afghan soil. The war also exposed the weakness of the Russian political system, and as a direct corollary of Russia's humiliation in Afghanistan, the mighty empire dismembered when Russia in 1989. Unfortunately, a group of mujahideen that had emerged victorious in their war against the Soviet Union failed to make a common cause and started quarreling among themselves. This was the situation after the Russian breakup, USSR breakup, that civil war started in Afghanistan. Pakistan used its good offices to bring the varying faction of Mujahideen on some mutually agreed government pattern, but no use, useless. Taking advantage of internal turmoil, disturbance, a state of great disturbance, confusion, uncertainty, strong group of students of religious madrasas emerged on Afghan political scene. These militant students collectively referred as Taliban were able to fill the political vacuum caused due to frequently changing government of different Mujahid group. People rallied around them for want of a stable government. Their progress was astonishingly rapid, and within a short span of time, they had assumed full charge of affairs in Afghanistan. But the unfortunate incident of 9/11 caused, also we discussed in America topic, the World Trade Center 9/11 caused a serious setback to Taliban. Trade Center and a couple of other strategic positions in the United States of America were attacked by unidentified terrorist group, but American blamed Taliban government to have this attack. And in the same Lord, the American president announced to launch an all out attack against international terrorism, and also invited Pakistan to be the part of this coalition group or form to meet the danger of international terrorism. The government of Pakistan decided to join so called World Coalition. Also, student, this topic is completed. Now your syllabus is also completed. This exercise, chapter 10 exercise, now you will do. It's very simple. Each and every date we discussed during lecture. Fill in the blanks and MCQs. Very easy. You can do it. Match the column and the short question answer included according to your syllabus, reduced syllabus, and long question answers also included according to your reduced syllabus. It can be about aims and objectives of Pakistan, foreign policy, relation between any country, which are included in your reduced syllabus. And MCQs and short question answers, they are very easy, and mostly we have discussed in each topic. For example, in 1954, Pakistan became member of SEATO Defense Pact. In the year 1971, the East Wing was served from the rest of Pakistan. These dates we repeated in many topics. Hope you understand today's lecture. This is the last lecture today. Your syllabus is completed. Thank you, student. Have a nice day. And also revise the syllabus at home. And now start learning and prepare yourself for the first test. Thank you.